Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be building a simple command line application that you can use to measure the internet speed on your machine. In order to build this application, we'll need to have .NET Core 3.1 framework already installed in your machine. The link to download the framework is provided in the description below, so please install it before you proceed. After you have installed this framework, open Visual Studio and select Create a New Project. Select the project type as Console App in .NET Core. Click Next. In here, we'll give it a name. So let's give it Net Speed Tester and then click on Create. Basically, the way that we'll be building this project is that we'll be downloading an exe file of a known size and then measure the amount of time that it takes to download that file. In order to get the internet speed, we'll simply divide the file size by the amount of time taken, and that would give us the internet speed in megabytes per second. As you can see, this project has a program.cs file in here, and inside that we have a main function, and that is where we'll be writing our code. So let us remove this hello world message and instead write our own message to indicate to the user that we are starting the download. After this, we'll instantiate a new stopwatch class that we'll be using to measure the amount of time taken to download the file. Now we'll be downloading the file in memory inside a byte array instead of downloading it on the hard disk. The reason is that if we download the file in the hard disk, then we won't be able to get the actual internet speed, because then we'll be measuring the internet speed as well as the hard disk write speed, because downloading the file in memory is always faster as compared to downloading the file on the hard disk. So we'll be defining a new byte array called data, and that is where we'll be downloading the file. Now, in order to start the download, I'll create a new instance of a web client class inside a using statement. So as you can see, I have this using statement that instantiates a new web client class, and this is where I'll download the file. Now this download data method requires an address or a URL of the location where the file is hosted. I already have that URL copied in a notepad, and I'll be pasting this URL in the description below, so you can go ahead and check it out. This URL basically points to an exe of the Adobe Acrobat Reader, and that is what we'll be downloading. Before starting the download, let us start the stopwatch. And after the download finishes, we'll just stop the stopwatch. Once we exit the using statement, this is where we'll perform all our calculations. So let us print out a message to indicate to the user that the download has finished. Now I'll perform the speed calculation. The data.length will give me the size in bytes of this file. So it will give me how many bytes is this file contained of, and watch.elapse.total seconds will give me how many seconds have passed in downloading this file, or the amount of seconds that it took to download this file. Now What we need is the speed in Mbps and not Bps, or the speed in megabytes per second and not in bytes per second. So in order to get that, we'll simply divide this whole expression by 1000 times 1000, because as you all know, 1 kilobyte is 1000 bytes and 1 megabytes is 1000 kilobytes, and that is the reason we are dividing by 1000 two times. Now to get the speed in a much more accurate way, we will round the result so that it is only contained within 2 decimal places. And this would give us the speed of your internet connection in megabytes per second. And all we need to do now is to print out the results. So first, we'll be printing out how many seconds or how much time did it take to download the file. And now we'll be printing out the speed. And the speed is megabytes per second, or Mbps. So that is what we'll be printing out. After this, let me provide a bit of spacing in here. After this, let us print a message saying that in order to close this program, just press any key. Now, since we are done writing our code, let us run it and see how it works. So I'll press F5. You can also press the play button that you see here and see how it goes. Alright, so it's starting the download now. Alright guys, so as you can see that it has finished the download. The time taken to download is around 27.7 seconds, and since we already know the file size, which is around 169 megabytes, the internet speed comes out to be 6.4 megabytes per second. So guys, as you see, this is just a simple internet speed checker that you can use on any machine since it runs on .NET Core. So you can run it on Windows, Mac, or Linux. In the next video, I'll be talking about how I can make more advanced features in this tool, and I'll be adding a bit more advanced features to this. In the meantime, do check out the source code that I've provided in the description below, that is hosted on Bitbucket, and then please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more such exciting videos. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. Bye.